So is there a learning curve to EC2? How hard is it?
I think if you compare it to the traditional way of doing infrastructures, the learning curve is not so much in that it's being difficult. The learning curve is more that other people start to do the work that they normally shifted off to system administrators.
I see.
So you have software developers needing to learn how to install Ubuntu on an EC2 instance, for example. So that is part of the learning curve. The other part of the learning curve is that you have a very complicated set of services that are that you need to learn, that you need to get, that you need to be familiar with. So I think anyone can start an instance, but you need to learn about security groups, elastic IPs, all the things associated with EC2.
That's it.
And that's different. It's different. So you have, like, on one hand you have a familiarity with what you already knew, and on the other hand that's also making it more complicated because you're looking for things that you already knew.
Right.
Like a security group is not really a firewall, but it is similar.
Right.
So and I think if you start to use it, if you get more practice, it gets easier.
Sure. So switching gears a little bit, broadening it a little bit, how has EC2 changed the startup landscape?
I think with EC2 and with the accompanying services, you can do things that you couldn't do before without money. Like before, you needed a lot of capital to build something that could scale, and now you don't. So you are, if you grow, you can finance your growth month by month, basically, without having to do any investments. On the other hand, or next to that, you can experiment. So your infrastructure was always very, it was a static entity of your application. Right now, it is becoming dynamic. So you can start a couple of instances for a couple of hours. You can try something out. You can, if you want to know how big your Cassandra database will scale, well, okay, you just start up 20 instances and you try, and then you switch them down again. So that's the other aspect of EC2 or AWS that you get. You can experiment with a lot of hardware that previously you would not have. Right. Unless you would be part of a huge corporation, but a startup never had those kinds of resources.
Right. Now, how about just online business in general? I mean, is it becoming a platform across the board for people?
Many people have I think there's sort of a general belief that if you're big enough, you can better do it yourself.
Right.
I think a nice example of people who look at it differently is Zynga. Zynga is already huge, and they are sticking with AWS because it gives them a couple of benefits. One is that they can focus on other things besides managing an infrastructure.
Right.
So, and I think as long as they are making money this way, they will stick with AWS.
Interesting.
And I think if someone internally says, okay, I want to build, I think we can better build the infrastructure ourselves. They need to come up with a business plan.
Right.
And that's not that easy, I think.
Right. No, I don't think it is. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.